Hi, beautiful Geminis. Welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been interesting. I'm going to be calling these the August mid-month readings because I'm reading this on the 10th of August, and I had actually posted the first two readings, Aries and Taurus, as I do monthly. I'll do Aries through Pisces. And then I had a surgery that I knew about, and it was an eye surgery. So I thought, well, I'm going to take a week because they say, just kind of chill, a little blurry. Couldn't really read some of the messages that I like to read for you. And that went fantastic, by the way. So everything is hunky-dory there. And yet, yesterday I had your reading, Gemini and Cancers, and I felt really good about them. It was a full moon, by the way, in Aquarius. So that's a notable thing to mention because, that was a powerful one. It packed a wallop, but it was also beautiful and exciting. And it was the day after what is known as the Lionsgate on August 8th. And man, that's a portal that opens up incredible new possibilities and magic. And I remember last year's like yesterday. And it was a very personal thing, but I heard from somebody I hadn't, and it was one of those miraculous things where you're like, is this really happening right now? So stay tuned because that energy can last quite a bit. But Gemini, this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and I would say Mercury because you are ruled by Mercury, speaking of which. Yes, tomorrow the 11th, Mercury does station direct. That makes me very happy. I feel like you as a Gemini and even Virgo, also ruled by Mercury, you probably feel the effects more. But this is a general reading, and so it's not an absolute. It's just, it makes sense because it is your ruling planet, and so that's going to have more of an effect on you. Now, because of the delay and my desire to get all the readings out, I will be shortening them, but I think a lot of clients actually like that. I said clients, I apologize. I'm a massage therapist also, so I do that 5 days a week. And then I also, well, for those that are new, first of all, thank you for taking the time to stop in. I appreciate you a lot. I've been doing this a while, and there's still a part of me that just really wants to continue to grow and evolve and grow this community. It's an absolute passion, and I haven't really grown in a while in my subscribers and whatnot. And there is times when I say, wow, is this what I should be doing? And then as soon as I say that, it's like saying, well, wow, but I need that left or right arm, or, it's so much a part of who I am. So I'll keep persevering because I fully have a passion for this, and hopefully you'll resonate. And if you do, please like, subscribe, support. There's no cost involved, and there's nothing of that nature. It's not trying to tie you or lull you into something you don't want. If it feels genuine and everything, that's the best way you can support on YouTube channel. So moving on to your reading, I do have and by the way, the repeat clients coming back, I greatly appreciate you. Without you, this channel wouldn't be happening at all. So please know I recognize and love and appreciate so much that you would come back. And I'll be here for you, okay, as long as I can, even with delays. But anyway, we have a format that I do, or I should say I have a format that I do. I start with your chakra check. Now, I had a little conversation, I always do, prior to my readings. And for you, Gemini, it was a very strong indicator of pink. Pink is an energy. Pink is why I wear the gloves, by the way, everybody. If you're thinking, what are you doing with the gloves on, Marianne? Well, I have every color in the spectrum, and more importantly, every color of each chakra. Now, the chakras are energy centers that reside in our bodies, and they are absolutely, positively a huge reason and portion of our ability to, create and live and love and have psychic and intuitive thoughts and a collaboration with spirit and the universe. And they are just that, one of those beautiful things about being a human, or a spirit, I should say, in a human body, because they are always going to be there, and we can bring more life to them. We can recognize when they're a little bit blocked. And so spirit always likes to mention the one specific chakra of the month for the month of August or September and so forth, because I do it every month. And there's 8 that I generally will speak of, and each one has a beautiful saying on the back to help really, really open them. As I said, I do a little mantra every day, or I should say a meditation, asking Spirit, asking my higher power, whatever you choose, Source, God, Gaia, anybody, anything, knowing that there is more to us than just ourselves. There's a constant co-creative aspect of our lives, and Spirit always working with us. And so, yeah, I mentioned the actual saying on it because I think it really helps to embolden us with that. And as I was starting to say as well, I do ask that all of my chakras be open every morning when I go from the base chakra, which is the first one, up to the 8th chakra, which is the 8 that I speak of, which is the all connected, omnipotent. I said it right today. For those that have been following me, that's a tough word. Anyway, I put it behind my back. And so the pink was very evident for me. It was a softness that I feel with you, Gemini, and also just this very, very powerful energy coming through this coming week as well. With Cancer, the Jupiter being in Cancer, one of the most favorite signs that Jupiter, the benevolent planet of giving and love and luck and expansion and growth and right time, right place, and just magic. It visits our individual signs every 12 years. So when it's in Cancer, it's in a specific area of your chart. And you can look that up. It's called the Full House Tropical Astrology. And it's really wonderful because each house represents, once again, the different parts and aspects of our life. And, and that's important. There are many, and there's 12. So not to get too complicated, this energy of love is going to be very, very pronounced, specifically this week, as we enter into the 11th. And also, really importantly, as I do a little bit more of a shake-up back here, Mercury going direct is just beautiful. And we all live with it. I really noticed a lot, and I think I finally realized that when you are a business owner, or, you deal with schedules more than maybe someone that doesn't, it really seems to show up, because those are the times that oh, I'm in a Mercury retrograde for sure. Although the 3 main things that Mercury retrograde affects, of course, is transportation, communication of all forms, and then technology. So I've had issues with technology, communication, definitely, and trying to get through and making appointments in addition to certainly my readings, which I had some difficulties with yesterday, as I said. It's just that I with my business, there's always so many more reschedules. And so you go in thinking, oh yeah, it's all set up. Everyone's made their appointments, and you just have to go in knowing, yeah, it's not necessarily going to be the way it is. So I'm going to just sit back and make it happen. Now, it was also other people canceling on me. I had a eye surgery, and there's all sorts of things they want you to do, and blood tests and blah, 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 before you can have that happen. And so they changed that several times, but everything always honestly works out exactly the way it needs to. So if you felt that way, Gemini, we're at the end, and just know that as of tomorrow, when it does station direct, Mercury, there will be a shadowy period, is what they call it, where it'll be building back up its momentum. It is the fastest planet, and it's a personal planet, so we tend to feel that more. The card that I see, okay, this is crazy, because this is the one you got from yesterday, and I was shaking them up pretty well. So it's very important, and it doesn't matter that it's, 8-10 days into the month. None of that matters. Whenever you watch these, the messages are very clear. And what with the retrograde aspect, I think it's absolutely perfect. Nothing's going to be missed. I will speak of the most important things, and your reading will say everything you need to know. So this is the first chakra. It is our root chakra. It is very important. I even have the same beautiful crystal that I associate with this, and that came with this beautiful gift set that I have. And then I infuse it, and I actually forgot to put it on the first time. So let's put it on right off the bat. And this will really help me to be grounded during my reading as well. But the message especially for you, Gemini, for August, and your first chakra is, the presence of spirit is solidly rooted in my body. I have the right to be here, and my love is abundant with love. I'm so sorry, my life. Here we go. Not quite finished with the cognitive aspect and the communication, right? The stumbling of my words and whatever. And my life is abundant with love, comfort, and vitality. Think these things, feel these things. The grounding root chakra is very much about, I would say, earthly things, right? It's our sustenance and our things we touch, feel, the tangible things, money, health, well-being, relationships, all of that. That comes into play, but it's making sure that you're feeling more sensible and grounded and not, in balance with the full moon and the various other energies that have been very prevalent for a lot of us. An interesting year for sure, and that's just putting it mildly, right? So yeah, here's you can do a little snapshot if you want, but say this over and over and it'll absolutely help to open that beautiful, beautiful first chakra. And then we have as I said, the correlating crystal, which you can use several, and there are many of this color, but this one has chosen the red jasper. And the words associated with the roots, once again, are grounded, healthy, and strong. Red jasper, I'm healthy, strong, and stable. Like that feeling, right? Not always easy to accomplish in life, but whatever stable means to you. Now, I'm going to set this aside, and what I'm going to be doing is a 6-card reading, and it's pretty quick, but it also says everything I think it needs to. I think it's perfect, really. And then in the future, I'll go back to doing the Celtic Cross when everything's calmed down a bit. I also start a new job. I moved out of my location that I was at. Things had to be changed, furniture. There's a lot that goes on, and then you just stop and you're like, oh, that feels good. And I recommend that for you, Gemini. It's coming through very strong, but I feel like you have that in your heart anyway. You're ready for that, and you're ready for change. Uranus is in your sign, though, now, and that just happened in the last month or so, and that's going to be for 7 years. Uranus is powerful. It's all about change. It's innovation. It's, unexpected surprises, and you as a mutable sign, you can handle it. You're an air sign. You're very cerebral. You think a lot about things. You love to learn and study and grow, and you communicate, and you like to share with people. You're great at teaching and demonstrating, and you're fun. You're, like I said, very versatile. And so, yeah, that's not necessarily something that's going to affect you too much, and it doesn't happen all at once. It's got 7 years to actually make it happen. It was in Taurus. It's gone into your sign. There were several planets that changed their signs after many years this year, so that was just another aspect of what a lot of us are feeling. And then 2 more things, and I'm going to finish your reading, I promise. What was I going to say? I'm so sorry. There's so much time, so much to say is so little time, right? No, seriously, the main thing I think I wanted to say was that, no, it is actually escaping me. By the way, I'll come back to it, no doubt. Spirit always helps me that way. I am using this beautiful cat tarot deck. It is one of my favorites. I have the booklet here, though, because sometimes I have been known, because I don't use it every single time I do a reading. I have a lot of beautiful decks. I don't know if you can see them at this point, which is fine, but no, I love it. And I'm a cat owner and cat lover, and it is Leo season. Happy birthday, Leos. I bet you know Leos. That's a great combination, that fire and air. That's what's going on right now. And there will be a lot of that this year. There has been a lot of that. And the retrogrades have all been in fire, and the last one will be in Sagittarius in November. We'll talk about that later, the Mercury retrograde again. That'll be in Sagittarius. And the one in March was in Aries. So yeah, these things all change, and they affect people differently and stuff. But things are actually getting a lot better, Gemini. They truly are, and I'm happy to say that to you. So past, present, and future is what we're going for here. And then the clarification for that. But yes, interesting, beautiful, transformational time. Oh yeah, well, I was going to say that the eclipses are happening in September again. They happen every 6 months. We're still kind of getting some of the last of the messages from the last ones of March, and they have been in, well, they were the last one of Aries from the previous series of Aries North Node, Libra South Node, happened on March 29th, and that was, yeah, that was very, and Aries is the first sign. Aries is fire. Aries is leadership. Aries is determination, push through, you know, and then there was changing of signs into Aries. I'm not going to go into all of that. I promise. I say I'm going to shorten the readings, and there you go. I get very inundated. I get very excited about what happens, and its accuracy with us and what's happening as a collective, not just your individual reading, but either way, yeah, so the eclipses are coming in again. The first one will be on September 7th in Pisces, and then we'll have 2 new moons. The first one will be this month of August on the 22nd, 23rd, depending on where you're located, and I think it's 0 degrees Virgo as we enter into Virgo season. So a very, very notable change in the energy of the elements from fire to earth, but that's your ground chakra that you're preparing, you're set up. You know, a lot of air signs in general, but definitely Gemini, you're very psychic as well, very in tune, and then coupled with this energy of Cancer throughout this predominance this week with the Jupiter and Venus beautiful conjunction, which is just about so much love, so much compassion and sensitivity, and wanting to be with people you love and wanting to have fun and enjoy the latter part of summer. I hate saying that, but you know, it's coming. It's true. So yeah, and then we have a second new moon in Virgo, which will be the partial eclipse happening on, what is that, the 23rd of September. It actually initiates fall and the start of Libra season, but it also is the 29th degree. So new beginnings, new changes for everybody across the board. And I've seen it. I am experiencing it. Your recent past or past, it could be even further. There's no real time or linear, you know, description of these types of things. For you is this beautiful 2 of Pentacles. So well, first of all, I don't think I've ever seen this before, but I see the 2 Pentacles, which are the little goldfish, which, you know, cats just love. It's their food and their little treats. And I thought it was a heart. I don't know what I was thinking. Now it looks more like a little cap. You can be the judge, but the 2 of Pentacles I love. It's the grounding energy. It's that, once again, that root chakra. It's keeping ourselves grounded. It's knowing we can balance all the different responsibilities and things in our life. And as a dual sign, as you are known as, the twins, you've had this down for years. And it feels really good. You're on top of your game, okay? That's what's leading you into this reading and this time and this newness that's obviously coming through. Let us see what the clarification is for that for you. 2 represents, you know, partnerships, you know, and being in the right one and working towards making that the case. So the clarification is the 9 of Swords. Whoa. Let me double check. I haven't seen this in a while. It's got a bird in a cage. It's like ready to pounce, right? There's food in a bowl. Let me double check. The book's right here. Love this deck, though. It's so pretty. And it follows all the YouTube requirements. They don't like to see any nudity or anything, so we got it covered with this one. I may bring this one out more than some of the others, but not a lot of mine have that, because I mean it goes back for so many centuries. You know, it's anyway. It's okay. So this 9. Let's see what it is. We'll go here and see. I really have a gut feeling it is the Swords, but we'll go there first and see. Because it always shows the cat's claws, and you know, the swords they cut through things with these beautiful air quality, which is what you are, Gemini. You don't mess around. You're not trying to, you know, you like justice and truth, and you're going to be completely real. It is not. It is not. It's the Wands. See, I mix it up a lot, and I apologize, but that's okay. I'm learning all the time. I am definitely not infallible. That's for darn sure. Where is it? Is it here? There's 8. No. Oh, it might be the Pentacles again. That is so, of course it is. It's got a bowl full of food. Once again, the substance. Wow. So you go from the, oh my goodness, you go from the 2 to the 9. The 9 is so beautiful. I'll show you. It's just so wonderful because it makes so much sense. You've got this under control. But more importantly, yes, it is. It's the 9. Peace and satisfaction abounds. It is possible you have everything you've ever dreamed of, and it's upright. Your diligence means your rewards are great and many treats at your feet. A fine feathered friend just a swipe away. Your right to feel secure and take pride in your accomplishments. All your discipline is bringing you even greater success than you dared hope for. Well, I won't forget that, I promise, and thanks to you I won't. But isn't this gorgeous? Yeah, you've got the bird right at your fingertips. You've got a bowl full of night. You've created this. You've manifested this, Gemini. So you knew you could handle, and you've done that for a while, and now it's like, bring it. I want to see everything in line with what I know, with everything I've put forth and all the pains, challenges, and even good times. This is what I get. So that's how you're coming, excuse me, into the reading. Blessings abound. So present energy. Ace of Pentacles. My goodness. I don't know. I mean, you can let me know. I would love you to interact with me. This is why I have the channel as well. Let me take a sip here. I've got a little block in my throat chakra. Please feel free to speak your mind and do speak. And I know a lot of Geminis that are very articulate and very capable, but I also know there's the duality side that sometimes they think, oh, I don't want to rock the boat, and you know, they want things to be not confrontational, and depending on your other placements. But that's coming to mind right now, so I wanted to say that. Ace of Pentacles. A brand new start, something having to do with your income and another, you know, stream of income, I should say. So that's present. That's right now. An offering. Perhaps you know what this is. Maybe you are purposely wanting to start something of your own. It could be very entrepreneurial. That's very much an indicator with Uranus and being in your first house in your sign for 7 years. I could just see you just going from one thing to another, but being extremely successful in it, Gemini. So this is a beautiful indication of that. Clarification, though. Okay, this is super important. So important. Now, I see this as the 5 of Swords. They're showing a little bit of claw, and I even know this anyway just by the look of it. It's very similar to the depiction of Rider-Waite Smith. 5 is change. Number 5 in numerology, always. It's my path number, my life path number. I don't even want to discuss it. Okay, that's all I know is change. But anyway, I'm okay with it. You know, I do it, and I do it with love. I have my new job tomorrow at this age. I'm starting a new job like a child. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I've done the work before. I've done it for 18 years in a school setting, but it's new. It's new people. It's a new school. You get what I'm saying. You're going to release any situations or gossipy, like just lower level energies that are not conducive to you moving forward. You are done. New attitude, new decisions, you know, going to blow people away, really. That's that Uranus now in your sign. Like, see ya. Was it bye, Felicia? I don't know. There, you know, you mean business, and this is so. It's so prevalent for everybody, myself, everybody. We need to do this. We need to clean house, as it were. And I have been doing that little by little. That feels fantastic. That's not only great for, you know, just giving it to other people and so forth and, you know, feeling decluttered. It's an absolute energy situation where you just you can feel lighter. And, you know, they say spirit's like a vacuum, and it will just replace it with something that's far more important, and you're allowing that. And that's what this is saying. That's clarifying this. Nobody's going to stand in your way. Nothing's going to stop you from your objectives and your desires. And I love and appreciate you greatly for that, because it's taken me years to be able to stand up and have those boundaries. So your future. Wow. Like, I'm looking at this, even though this eye that I had, you know, worked on, which, like I said, it went great. It's still It's working its way through. This is the more muted color that I've seen and ever remember, but I know that's meant to be. It's another 5. It's a major arcana though. The Hierophant is our inner teacher. It is our guide. It is some kind of a mentor, somebody that's only here for your benefit. It could be your higher power. It could definitely be your spirit guides. They're always there. Ask for information. It could be an actual teacher, somebody, studying a study group you're a part of, something you want to learn more about, and really, really just like a rite of passage. It can also represent marriage and, making a commitment to somebody. I know it kind of seems a little off from what I had just said, but it's absolutely that. You see the 2 birds and just really coming to a place of full understanding and love. There's the love aspect again. There's the heart coming through. I love this. I do. I love your reading so much. And guess what? I've not gotten this well, I don't know. I can't say. There's so many different combinations. But a lot of times in a month, some of the cards will keep repeating. None of these have come up for the other readings. But I have a long way to go. But in finishing the clarification for the Hierophant, it's on, Gemini. And it's not to say you haven't gone through stuff to, yin and yang, when things are really, really not great. The only way, whenever you're down and out, the only way is up. It's a song I sang as a young person, and it'll always come in my mind, and it makes so much sense. And that's just the way of life. That's the law. So you're well into your other turning point, and you have the 4 of Wands, and that's fire, and it's 1111, which is known to be notoriously a number in numerology where you're being watched. You're, think every moment when you see this, like, this is what I want. I know you're with me. We're all together. There's no separation, never has been. And there's this clarification that you're going to be happier than you've been in a very long time. And, you're going through this new portal, whatever it is. It's a new start. It's a new beginning. The eclipses bring things in quick. They bring things out. They can be affecting us an absolute month beforehand. And we're already past that on the 10th, because this first one in Pisces next month on the 7th of September is a very, very strong full moon in Pisces. So that's spirituality. It's the most important sign of love and creativity and self-sacrificing, just knowing and going with the flow and having such great faith. Very spiritual, very religious, very psychic, very intuitive, an old soul. Fantastic reading. I'm going to finish with an oracle message. This is what I was saying. I wasn't able to see too well last week, but I'm way better now. And one of my favorites, it's the Starseed Oracle deck. And I hope that you've enjoyed your reading and you resonate. And just know, like I said, it is general, and sometimes you're going to resonate more with another placement. You just do. Let's say you're a Gemini sun, and you've got, out of the 12 planets that are the snapshot from the moment you're born, and your future basically, and different guidance aspects to it, you've got 3 or 4 in water. Like, you're going to be way more sensitive than a Gemini. Gemini and air signs in general, which are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, they're always known for being, detached. But it's only because we think, and we're very cerebral, and we're just like, okay, how can we work through this? How can we see all sides? How can we recognize how other people are looking and see? It's in our mind mostly. Water signs, it's the heart. It's mainly that. So I'm picking up a lot on that. Doesn't mean it's true, but you might want to check that out if you haven't. And definitely check out the Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces readings. So your final message, beautiful Geminis, for August mid-month is, and they stick together a little bit. This is a gorgeous deck, and I love the illustrations, but then I read from the book too, because it has a lot of depth and beauty to the way that it describes what it's saying. Forgive me. This is interesting. That didn't used to happen. Okay. I remember. Soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Okay. I actually have goosebumps right now because, I mean, one thing I can say about life in general, which I feel like I know, and as I'm aging and getting further to the end of my life, if you will, without being morbid, it's not morbid at all, it's reality, and we just go on and continue and, you know, there are many, many lifetimes, and energy doesn't die, it just moves on and so forth. But first of all, this is the picture, and it's just absolutely gorgeous, and it shows this a serene kind of feeling, and this, like you've really been working really hard on your inner workings, which, by the way, all retrogrades, you know, they get a bad rap, and they can be slowing down, they can, you know, it's a very fast-paced life, isn't it? But when we do take the time and we really listen and ask the questions that are hard to ask, or maybe even have the conversations, if you're in a relationship, that need to be had, they're not always pleasant, but they can get to another place, right? They don't stay stagnant, they don't stay, you know, so far inside of us that we can't release it. And so, like everything, but specifically eclipses, they are destined and absolutely fated. So whatever's happened from the March, or what may happen in September's, it's going to be exactly what needs to be done. Never have fear. Never ever let me, please, make you feel anyway like, oh, no. Yeah, you may not know exactly what's going to happen, but we never know. This is nothing new. There's nothing to do with astrology or anything. We don't know one moment to that. And we feel like we know. Like, I know I want to get up and go to work tomorrow for the first day on this job, the new job. And I hope I will, but you know what I'm saying. And it's good to keep those thoughts, for sure. But this is I remember, so I'm going to read to you what it says. As we go past 30 minutes, of course. But that's okay. You're worth it, and I hope that you enjoy this, because it's pretty important stuff. I'm going to see here if it's going to, I remember. There was a moment before you were born when you chose the conditions of life you're living right now, when you plotted out these exact moments along the timeline of your life. We live in a world of free will, and therefore these moments become our destiny only through saying yes. The fated life is the one we were born into. The destiny life is the one our soul chooses. That's a wonderful distinction that I love reading, and I'm glad that I have this to do that, because I keep learning every reading I do. The destiny life is the one our soul chooses, and it takes courage and faith. If you pull this card, it's because you're likely now face to face with the choice to follow the destiny life over the fated life. Okay, to trust the path your soul is calling you toward, and to remember that this moment was prearranged on your life's timeline. You may find yourself at a crossroads, at a moment when you're being called to make a decision to keep walking the perfectly laid out path before you, or choose the one less traveled. You may be facing a change of career, a new relationship, a difficult decision, or something else that requires courage and faith. I mean, it's so perfect, right? This is what's happening. It's across the board. I think specifically for you, and with the huge change with Uranus and the unexpected surprises that come from nowhere, right? Or opportunities and so forth. You're being invited to remember your soul's greater plan and to surrender to it. When you're confronted with a path that's undefined, it's normal for doubt to rear its head, in fact. This is a certain sign that you're facing your soul's greater plan. Every hero in his or her life journey comes eye to eye with doubt. The only way around it is through it. It is all part of the larger plan. What are you being called to do to surrender to your soul's plan? So that is your reading. I feel really, really good inside for you, and I really would love you to come back. I will be here to the best of my ability during my soul's plan. But just know that you can always contact me and questions or anything. And yes, I do want to be doing personal readings, which I will aspire to do. But for now, please take this in. Love the remainder of August. It has a lot to offer. There's a lot of beautiful epiphanies and things that'll come about, but only you will know what that is. And so until next time, take great care of yourself, and bye for now.